retired from Colonial Bible Chapel Ministry.
Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order at 7:17 p.m. We do not meet the first quorum of 60%. We have 30 homeowners here, and that meets the 30%, so we're going to adjourn the meeting and then immediately give notice we're having a new meeting starting now, and we're meeting the quorum, so this is a legal meeting.
And how many was it we had, Cheryl?
30 homeowners. Okay, and you should have a copy of the minutes from the May 25 meeting where we had to cancel it because we didn't know if everybody received proper notice. So there. And then we have the president's report. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm Cheryl Allen, currently president of the board.
Steve Mammon from Communication Manager.
Please speak up.
Pat Bates, member of the board.
I'm Carl Smart, I'm with Riddell and Williams.
Okay.
Who's the attorney for
Yeah, he's
That's
the attorney
for
that we
the
have.
HOA.
Yes.
Will we be in charge? Are you being here? Are we being charged?
Yes.
Okay. All right. It's been quite an interesting year.
450.
We're facing we are facing something this association has never had to deal with before in our history. The current board has been unable to take care of a variety of much needed work and issues that need attention due to all the interference, confusion, and misleading information that has been going around the neighborhood in the last year and a half. Most of the homeowners have given up in disgust, while others are up in arms and confused over the misinformation that has been spread. I want to clear up some of this if I can. We had one disgruntled homeowner who set all of this in motion, and we finally settled that with the lawsuit that ended in July. Unfortunately, this has not stopped other homeowners with their own agendas from continuing to spread this misinformation and outright lies. We are a corporation that was established in 1984, and this corporation created the Homeowners Association, which, like it or not, we all agreed to when we bought our houses here. Members of the association, the homeowners, have certain rights and certain obligations, which are set forth in our governing documents and in Texas law. As members, we are given the right to vote in the annual meeting and elect a board of directors. We are not given the right to interfere and question every decision of that board, as some members are intent to do. Think of it as IBM or any other corporation. As a stockholder, you are entitled to vote at the annual meeting to decide who will serve on the board of directors. That board of directors then elects officers who oversee the day-to-day running of the corporation. Stockholders are not entitled to vote on every decision the board or officers make. Stockholders are not entitled to see bank statements nor personal information about other stockholders. As a corporation under Texas law, Peachtree Village Homeowners Association is set up to work in this way. We are not a social club. When I moved into Peachtree Village in 1995, I was drafted on the board. And shortly thereafter, I was drafted into the job of president because nobody else wanted the job. I took up the mantle and got a quick education into how things should be done. The monthly board meetings were screening matches between homeowners, and the village was being ruled by a clique of people who would knock on your door and yell at you for doing something you should not have done. I got copies of all the governing documents and read them all very carefully. I also got 10 boxes of historical notes and minutes from the meetings. The past boards were not following the governing documents, and they became angry when I pointed this out to them. I introduced Robert's Rules of Order and slowly but surely guided the association into an orderly gathering of homeowners who could come and express their opinions and needs. We replaced our old interest sign with new ones, started putting out holiday directions, and had block parties for the entire village. We had a local crime watch set up. We all followed the rules and regulations with a few slackers here and there, and kept the village looking nice. Neighbors knew each other, and we looked out for each other. After serving for 10 years, I believed it was time to pass on the torch to others and let them take care of things. That turned out to be a huge mistake. Within a few years, the board disappeared. There were no monthly board meetings, and I think we may have had a few years with no annual meeting at all. Finally, a new board was set up, and we had annual meetings again. Still no monthly meetings, still no communication between the board and the homeowners. Everything was turned over to the management company and the landscapers, neither of who care about the neighborhood, they just want their money. This lack of communication was the direct cause of creating one homeowner who made it his purpose in life to do everything in his power to cause trouble and dismantle the HOA. It has taken the HOA a year and a half to finally settle that, and that required a lawsuit. Now, the future board faces a great deal of time and work to set things right again. There need to be regular meetings that are open to the homeowners. Both the board and the members need to treat each other with respect. There needs to be better communication between all parties. We are bound to disagree at times, but we must accept that the majority rules, and we have to live with things we disagree with. This is life, folks. The ACC has not done their job properly for years, and changes have been made to homes that were never approved and directly violate our governing documents. The common areas are a disgrace and need a lot of work done to make them look nice again. The cul-de-sacs are full of potholes. Trees have not been trimmed in years and are in desperate need of being thinned out so they don't blow over in our thunderstorms. Some homeowners are behind in their dues and need to get current so we're able to pay our bills. The rules and regulations have not been enforced during this time of confusion, and that needs to stop. We have reasonable rules that were set by the association years ago, and many of these rules are directly from the City of Plano ordinances. Our village is not an apartment complex, okay? We need to reestablish ourselves as neighbors and encourage gatherings so we all get to know each other and have a better understanding of what our individual needs are. In short, we need to behave as neighbors and not just tenants who live on the same street. In closing, there is a great deal of work, and it needs to be done now. I ask that you all look deep into your hearts and minds and cast your votes wisely. Remember, you will get exactly what you vote for. All right, and then Steve Mammon, property manager, will give our financial reports. Oh, you got it. Okay.
Thank you. As what Cheryl was just saying, we spent quite a bit of time, and I've explained this to some homeowners who've communicated as well as in general correspondence to the membership, where the transition from prior management to our management was not smooth. It was supposed to happen on January 1st. It didn't take place until March 8th. So we had to work with their office so that they would be able to provide updated records during that time, although no activity was really being done because of the standstill. So that put us at a disadvantage. Now, we've also gone back through a full year, even before proper management, the prior management company, to Goodwin, who was the previous one before that. And although there were some questionable journal entries, there was no malfeasance of any kind, but it was looked into. We didn't see anything, or if there was something, I think the biggest thing in the transition was people were being charged late fees and interest, and
Proper took advantage. We told them we don't want any late fees, no violation of rules, etc. At the very end of December, they sent out all kinds of notices and late fees and, interest rate, etc. That's all gonna be taken
no,
off.
it's all, for the most part, because people have contacted us, but we also went through with a concerted effort to get those, waived ahead of time. We know that there were a couple where there were some that were missed, and they've contacted us and we've corrected those. I believe at this point now that going forward, because we're in the process of sending out July and August assessments, we'll be on a regular path going forward where the dues will resume. Once we got the June statements out, we had a very good response from the membership. Now, mind you, January to June is 6 months, so that's $240. And so, for the most part, people paid the full amount, knowing that one day it was in suspense and it would be rectified. We are working with a few homeowners that, unfortunately, they don't have that, so we're not penalizing them. But at a certain point in time, that this board or any future board, you're gonna have to consider collections, efforts if people are just not paying. As of right now, as of technically yesterday, we have about $13,000 in receivables. Now, again, that's not meaning people that have not paid yet. $13,000.
So 13,000 accounts receivable, is that?
That's
Yes.
correct. That's correct. Now, there will be notification as we go out, probably email as well as through, the mail, to let people know that, going forward, there's going to be a collection, because there is an adopted collection policy, we've just not acted upon it because of the circumstances that are involved. So that's one specific aspect. However, one good, point to make reference to was during the time of probably January through to May, we didn't really, not May, probably April, we didn't have landscape services. We had to change vendors, we had to get things up and running because we were waiting for the other management company to turn over and release the funds, as well as for the fact that we were telling people not to pay the dues, to hold off on that. So as of June, early June, we've met all of those requirements. We recently just sent out to everybody via email that your certificate of insurance, because those who have a mortgage, if it's not fully paid off, your lender is going to ask for a verification of insurance, because we have a master policy, and they wanna make sure that the common areas are covered. So that was done, and I think that that renewed early in June, and that was paid. Obviously, we have a landscaper that's been there for several months. We don't really have a lot of extraordinary fees, not handyman or pest control or things like that. Excuse me. So, again, that's the reason why you have $40 a month dues, but still, that's something we're gonna have to work on, be it the current board and or an amalgamation of the future board, whatever that may be, because that is your lifeblood to the community. So, the president, who also serves as a treasurer, she's gotten copies of May through June financials, and there are some journal entries that do need to be corrected by her estimation. So those have not been put on the website or the portal. So once those are approved by the board, they will be put onto the portal. There have been talks of getting that set up in the next probably a couple of weeks, I believe, predicated upon this meeting tonight. So as of right now, there's not really anything I can tell you as of today. You have roughly about $3,700 in your operating account, and you have about roughly the same, I think about $2,500 in your reserve account. That's paying everything out. And if you wanna say legal fees or insurance or, my fee, management fee, going forward, everything has been paid forward. So, with that said, we do encourage people, because there's only a handful of people that are on the actual, portal, that, although, there's not really a lot that's on there, but they can make their payments. But we would encourage the fact that people do get on there, because there is gonna be more information going forward, such as, for example, the newsletter that we email out. Or, you can look at your statement, you can make a payment, things of that nature. So, and we can look at the financials once they're approved by the board. So, again, we do thank you for that. It's not really an official, financial report per se. It's just to have everyone understand some of the trials and tribulations we went through to get to this point, but I feel very confident that we've made a lot of strides since June to now, where, we are starting to see this level out. So, thank you, I appreciate it. Yes.
Question,
Yes, Barry.
when you do have a financial report, is it going to be posted for the members?
Yes,
Yeah, a balance sheet and an income
Yes.
statement, correct.
yes. Alvin, you had a question?
How much is left out of that $20,000 loan?
It's gone. We spent it all on legal fees.
Yeah.
Okay,
Details on the, what's the term, the monthly payments or interest rate or anything about the loan?
$500 a month, and the interest rate, I believe is 5%.
So,
Yes,
so that's
Joe?
Spent the $20,000, and yet we invited our attorney at $450 an hour to sit and observe.
yes.
where's the
We
money
need,
coming
no,
from
no,
for this
no, we need to
attorney?
get back to the meeting, we'll have
No,
comments
no,
later.
no.
Let me,
This is a very valid point.
let me just explain. Because of the lawsuit just recently was mediated out, we wanted to make sure, commentary, there are things that we cannot say. Based upon the settlement or any terms and conditions. So therefore, we asked that they be here, only in the effect that we were given a kind of broad guideline of what we can and cannot talk about. And so even with regards to this loan, I don't even know if we're able to talk about specifics to that. So, understanding, legal fees cost, yes, we wanted to try and mediate this out, I can tell you that much. So, anyway, thank you.
Can we ask any questions of the attorney on this?
Yes? Okay, wait, let's have one person talk at a time.
Has the
Please,
judge,
wait, please speak up so that you're picked up by, or we can pass the microphone around.
my question is, has the judge signed the settlement order?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't think that's been posted online. In other words, filed with Collin County.
It's been, yes, the judge has
Yeah.
signed it, it's fine, it's final.
Everything is finalized with the court. The court system has its own method of putting things online. And so you'd have to work within the Collin County docketing
Okay,
system to see
but
if there's a copy
your
of it.
testimony is that the judge has signed the order.
So you're here without opposing counsel present?
Okay, anybody, any other questions, comments?
So who made the decision to bring him to this meeting?
The board decided.
And so the board is
We
expecting us to pay for his sitting up there?
We represent the entire association. We have an obligation to protect that association.
Wow.
By bankrupting the HOA?
Yeah.
About $450 an hour, and the guy just got through saying we only had like, I don't know, what did he say? $8,000 in the bank?
Yes.
We operate at present, but again, there's $13,000 in receivable that we're going to be collecting. And again, before,
Gonna
you
be.
didn't have, you didn't have a lot of people that were delinquent before. It's just getting over that hump. So I'm not gonna look at that, like, it's not gonna be easy to collect all of that, but I mean, we aren't looking at people that owe thousands of dollars. Okay?
But given the current situation.
I understand exactly what you're saying, that, look, the board is not flush with a lot of money. I am not an inexpensive person to have here today. This, in my opinion, would probably be, this is not something that I can comment on as not helping you, but you're getting billed for. So I would get through the rest of this agenda and make sure that we can get through this meeting correctly. And then if you have another question, I would then send that to the board on another time, simply because you're being charged for this time.
No. Look,
If
these
you
are
have specific
extraordinary-
questions of.
I get it. These are extraordinary times for this group. In 25 years I've been here, I've never seen a mess as big as this, okay? We, of the people that are on this ballot, I know maybe 2 or 3 of them. We're gonna need some time to talk, ask them questions. You asked very nicely for us to vote with our heart. No, I will not. I will vote with my mind.
I said
I
hard and
want to
mind.
know what these people are gonna stand
Yes.
for relative to what
Yes,
we've
that-
seen.
Yeah, we do have a section where we're gonna have.
That's
people
next
that
on the
can-
agenda, actually.
They're gonna have a 5-minute thing to do there.
Okay. All right, so let's get on with the introduction of the candidates. And I'm gonna go last, but we'll go by the ballot. Barry, why don't you
Cheryl-
come up
Cheryl, I
here?
think you need to go first.
No,
Okay,
that's my
well,
prerogative.
She's already
I'll-
given her.
I'll wait.
six
That's not
pages.
hers.
Presentation
Point of
was
order.
her sales pitch.
Yeah.
Point of order for our attorney. According to our bylaws, section 12.1, our officers serve for a term of 1 year. All the board members do.
Yes, sir.
Now Cheryl is running the meeting tonight as the president, and we have people sitting up here as board members. They're out of office. Their term ended at the end of 1 year from the last annual election, as it says right straight in our bylaws, okay? So I wanna know, in your legal opinion, why is she able to defer herself to the end and be the last speaker, and yet put us, the rest of us candidates, under another rule, since she's no different than anyone sitting here that's a candidate?
Mary, I would like to point out that you just asked that of her lawyer.
I understand, I understand, well.
He is going to be biased.
I have pointed out to him, I have pointed out to him, however, our bylaws, which I think he understands, are binding here.
I do understand exactly what you're saying. However, with that having been said, then she doesn't have the responsibility to be here at all to run the meeting in any way, shape, or form. None of them do if they simply leave office after 1 year and the board has not
Yeah.
had the opportunity to meet and to have another annual meeting. So until a new board is elected, they would retain their ability to continue to do so.
Is there a legal precedent for that?
For your individual organization, I don't know.
No.
But in the way, that's the way the United States works. The president is reelected, but doesn't take office for 3 months. That's the
Yeah,
way
but
that
when
things
his,
work.
when his period ends, he leaves office.
So, but what you're claiming that they should then do is they shouldn't be here at all.
That's, well, they can be out here with us.
Who would
That's
set the
okay.
meeting up? Who would arrange for the, library to be rented for this evening?
Probably this person right here, he's our property manager. Why else did we hire him, except to handle these kind of day-to-day affairs? I think you know you're out on a relatively short plank here, because you're going against the bylaws
So-
of the very HOA.
The only way that you could say that I'm out on a short leash, that would be to bring a declaration action against the board in court and do that. If you'd like to do that, then the board can spend more money on attorney's
Okay,
fees.
so to
and do
enforce
that.
our bylaws, which we can all read, we have to sue. Is that what you're saying?
If you don't like the way that they're being currently construed.
Oh, okay. I'll-
Hurry, Barry, hurry. We got-
No, that's excellent. No, this is,
If you
Got
would,
four more
come up
people to
here,
talk.
so,
Yeah,
you know.
yep, this is excellent fodder for what I need to say.
You want the microphone?
No. And please speak
Here's the
up.
here's the microphone.
And you're
Oh.
limited to time.
Yeah, what do you do?
Put this on the, just put this on the table.
What's your
Tracking the
time?
time for 5 minutes.
We got till 8:30,
Okay.
so we're doing okay.
Everybody has the same.
Oh,
time.
yeah, 5 minutes. I gotta set my timer.
Oh, Jesus. Help us.
Well, my name is Barry Applewhite, and one of the things Cheryl would like you to know is that I have a criminal history. Okay, so let's get that off the top, because I recently got an email from her saying, you really ought to retire from this board election that you passed.
Wow.
Well, yes, before Ronald Reagan was elected for his second term, yes, I did some bad things. A number of you may remember those days. That was before 1984. That was over 40 years ago. I've lived in this community for 25 years, and I've served on the board for about 6 or 7. I care a lot about this community, and my wife and I intend to keep living here. I'm her caregiver at this point in time. One of my purposes here is for us to have open processes and for the board to make wise decisions, which I don't think in general we've been doing lately, and to be, when possible, merciful to the people who live in the HOA who may run afoul of the HOA's regulations. Particularly, I have some issues with the board's management during the last year. But I think you just saw the best example I could have possibly given you of how our board meetings went and that's why I and one other member of the board resigned from the board last December. We were told that the president of the board would not return our phone calls, would not return our emails, would not answer our questions except at board meetings, okay? Well, of course, at those board meetings, there was going to be a member who was gonna have lots of questions, and it just didn't seem like a great time to have an open discussion among the board. So I found that to be a rather intolerable situation to operate under as a board member, that I couldn't even get the property manager to return my calls or my emails or the president. And so I thought, you know, why am I still serving on this board? I can't even get a question answered on behalf of any of you. So those were some of the reasons why I didn't fill out my term last time. We basically had management by one individual. And I also have this to say, our president ran on the basis of being a CPA and indicated that we needed a CPA, that would be a good thing for our HOA. Well, it would have been if we ever had any financial information. But we haven't had any financial information for a year, and you all well know this. And you don't really need a CPA to analyze financial information that you don't have. Finally, I was hoping to see a financial statement tonight. We were told there would be a financial statement tonight.
Yes, we
But
were.
I find there was only gonna be a verbal financial statement tonight. Now, I kind of understand why that's so, but these are among the reasons why I'm running for the board. I'd like to get back where we tell you folks what's going on. You know how many board minutes are posted on our HOA website? Zero. Those board minutes, now they gave us a copy tonight at the annual meeting of the last board meeting in May, okay, where they gave us the financial statements from December. So, in my judgment, that is no way to run the railroad. We've got to keep you informed. We got to not be coming here constantly saying everything is secret, we can't tell you, we don't know who this loan is to, all of that you've been told. To me, that is no way to run an HOA. Thank you very much. Oh, one last thing, since I do have time. Alvin Shepherd, Joe Terrell, Craig Williams, a minister who's not here tonight, Donna DeShaver, back here in the corner. Those are the folks I would recommend to you to be on your new board. My name's Barry Applewhite.
Okay. Pat Beats. Did you take the microphone?
Yeah.
It's not there.
It seemed kind of nice, right?
Just give it.
Good
to
try.
Pat.
You know, I can't keep it?
No, I'm sorry, it's only on loan. All right.
I'm Pat Beats. I don't actually live in the HOA, but we do own 2 homes there. And the wife lived there for several years, and her home is still there. We live about a mile away. I ran to the board last time and was one of the ones that wasn't elected. But when the couple that resigned, I was appointed to fill the term of one of the ones that they resigned. And what I ran for last time is basically the same thing as now. I want to see us get back to where this is for, yes, I've been we're fixing to have our 9th anniversary, so we, 10 years, been a part of the area, part of this community. My wife lived there several of those years at first when we were first dating, and it's a good community. Everyone got along, worked together. There was a interruption that came in that had to be resolved. It did cause a lot of issues. Some of them, yes, probably, were handled by humans. Maybe could have been handled better. That's not to say that they couldn't have been. There were times that, the 4 of us that were in there didn't agree. But the one thing, and I'm not knocking the 2 that resigned, but whoever gets on, they can't walk out when you don't get your way. It'd be the same if we had our Congress, when they don't get votes, the other side leaves. We need people that will stay, get the HOA back up and running. There's many times, things didn't go the way I wanted to. Didn't happen the way I wanted to, but, I still had to stay. I was a member of the board, I had to represent the board. I wanted to get my voice heard. I wanted to get the voice of the ones that did vote for me last time heard. And, that's what I'm here for too. It's not a, dream or a goal of mine to be on the board of the HOA. I can promise you that. I have a business I run, and, that's nothing nothing in my mind that I just say ever wanted to do. But I've served 10 years on city council in the former city I lived in. I've served 15 years as a volunteer fireman, president of the fire department, so I've been involved in many governmental volunteer organizations. I've always felt like I was able to bring people together, get problems resolved at the lowest level possible, and that was my goal. And I believe I did accomplish some of that. Yes, there were things happened in meetings that it's not, public knowledge, that maybe my goal was to get this thing back up and running. And that's exactly where I've come from. I've had people call me. I know I've had, members call. I return the calls. Sometimes I return the calls. I haven't got an answer. I don't sit and call 3, 4, 5 times. I do my best to be available when I can. I do work, most every day, but I do try to make myself available. I love the community. At some point, that's where we're gonna live our retirement years. We're going back, go down to that. We went to a larger home when we got married. We have 6 kids between us. And, we do plan to go back to one of our houses to live in full time. And, in the meantime, they're investment properties for us. So we have, rental properties. I have, some of the neighbors, let me tell you, my time is close. Some of the neighbors, that will tell me, some of our tenants that don't always follow the rules. And as I tell my tenants,
Got 1 minute.
1 minute, a little harsher than the rules are. Cause I do want the community to be taken care of, and, people's voices to be heard. And, I'd love to serve another term to, hopefully get us moving in the right direction.
I'm sorry, sir, would you tell me your name?
I'm sorry,
Your name?
Pat Beets,
Oh,
it's
thank
like a vegetable, red meat.
I didn't know who Pat Knuckles was, thank you.
What are your views on transparency?
I'm sorry.
What are your views on transparency relative to the association and the board?
I believe, everything that can be, should be. There are certain things that in a legal term cannot be. But otherwise, I like for everybody to know it. To me, the more information people have, the better they understand, the more we're gonna get together.
Would that include publishing the bank statements so we know exactly what our money's being spent on?
Our financials, absolutely, yes. And again, the reasons we couldn't is this has been a constant change. We've been through about 3 times up.
Time's up.
I think he said, yeah.
Mimi Klotfelder, unfortunately, is unable to be here tonight. She has been on the board for, I guess I need to set 5 minutes, but I don't think I'm gonna talk that long. She's been on the board for several years. She doesn't have any particular expertise, she's a homemaker, etc. But she deeply cares about the neighborhood and wants to see us become more like neighbors and have block parties again and stuff. And so I recommend that you vote for her. Yeah, that was it. Donna Deschabert, am I pronouncing that right? Okay,
That's Deschabert.
Can we ask a question about Mimi?
yes,
How is she doing? Because I heard she wasn't doing well physically.
she's doing okay, but her husband is going under some surgery and so.
Okay, and she does not have any physical problems?
No,
Okay.
I don't see what point that is. but-
Well, if you're very ill, you know,
Oh, okay, yeah, she's capable of serving. yeah.
Okay.
She's not,
okay,
she's okay. She
Yeah.
wasn't toward me.
Okay.
Donna,
pertinent question.
now how do you pronounce your name?
Deschabert.
What?
D, not Day,
Well, yeah, it's
Deschabert.
French, it's really Deschabert.
You got the magic microphone?
Huh?
No, it's still up there.
Still up.
No, it's that little thing right
Oh,
there.
right here, the DJI. I know the DJI. I'm Donna Deschabert. I have been, a resident since forever. I have been on the, ACC committee that's accused of doing nothing and letting the place go to pot. 3 of the other members of the ACC are here, and they will tell you that we have responded to every single, request that we ever got. We were told from the very beginning, we could not find anybody. We had no power. All we could do was go around and just ask people to do things, and that's what we did. I'm standing here to be on the board really as a placeholder. I don't mind if you, like somebody else. He's gonna hate me for that. Joe's gonna hate me for that. But, yeah, so, yeah, Pat and Barry and Joe and Alvin, as long as people are endorsing people, I'll do that. Was there anyone else?
So you're
Oh,
campaigning
Craig.
for everybody else.
Huh?
Campaigning for everybody else.
Anyway.
Wait. How do you feel about transparency? You might get
Yeah,
drafted
we should,
into
I'm all for transparency. I feel like the most shallow, politician ever, because I really don't like tiny details and stuff like that. It's just not my thing. So yeah, I think we could be transparent, and that's like, anybody could say that, we should be transparent. But I'm not really sure what all that entails, to be honest with you. I'm not an accountant. Vote for me and I'll set you free.
I'll take you up on that.
So, like the other candidate, are you in favor of publishing the regular bank statements so we know exactly how our money's being spent?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I didn't go into the weeds, so, some other people.
Okay, thank you.
You heard it.
Okay, Brenda Herrick, unfortunately had a family emergency. Her father died suddenly, so she's up in Maine. But she has been here since the beginning, since 1984. She bought one of the, what do you call them? Model homes? Model homes, yeah. So she's been here since the very beginning. And she has been on the board, on the ACC. She's very knowledgeable about, what the documents say, et cetera. And she's always there when you need her. I think she's marvelous, so I definitely recommend Brenda. So, that's short and sweet. Alvin! Microphone's-
So I'm Alvin Shepard, for anybody that doesn't know, this is my second year in the neighborhood. So over the past several months, I've consistently advocated for transparency, accountability, and financial responsibility within our association. Unfortunately, these principles have been lacking for some time. The current challenges began when the former management company, Proper, terminated its contract with the association. As a result, the board was forced to seek new management and ultimately selected Phoenix. However, there were other viable options available, including established companies that offered lower costs, proven experience, banking relationships, online voting capabilities, record-keeping systems, and infrastructure needed to begin serving our community immediately. Instead, the board chose a more expensive and less experienced management company. At the same time, our association is now working with its third attorney in just the past year. Frequent turnover in key professional relationships creates uncertainty, increases costs, and makes it difficult to move our community forward. If elected, I'll be committed to keeping our neighborhood informed about association affairs, financial matters, board activities, and decisions being made on behalf of the homeowners. Transparency should not be the exception, it should be the standard. I respectfully ask for your vote, along with your support for Joe, Donna, Barry, and Craig. Together we will restore professionalism, accountability, transparency, and civility to our association and help build a stronger future for our community.
Thank you for mentioning transparency and not making me happy.
Well, I mean, I believe in getting the full package of everything, so, I mean, I've gotten a copy of the lawsuit, I've gone to the courthouse, I've gotten all the documents, so, I mean, we'll see what we can put out there. I don't know if we're gonna be bound by it as a new board if we get elected, or whatnot. If we don't make it, I'll try to get you a copy of it so you can see what happened. 'Cause it's open records, you just go down there and pay.
I can get it, I can get that.
Yeah. Same question. Are you open to, if elected, doing what you can to see that the bank statements, wherever our money is, assuming it's in a bank,
I'll get a legal opinion if we can release the actual date. But if not.
well, we asked this fella right here. We're paying him $450. He could probably tell us. I believe you'd have to redact any personal homeowner payment or lack thereof, but seems like we ought to be able to see where the money's going.
Yeah, sounds good.
You know?
Be a payment for redaction software.
Oh, geez.
For any reason that those can't be posted publicly, bank statements and so on. The statements, not the financial documents, the
Financial
statements.
documents are definitely required.
Right.
I would have to look more in depth into your
Please don't do that.
declarations.
Please don't do that.
No.
As to the detail as far as going down that far.
Okay.
Okay,
Hmm.
Joe,
I'm gonna be fast, I swear.
Faster than me.
$450 fast. My name's Joe Terrell. I think a lot of you know me, 7 years on the board. Actually got elected for an 8th year. I resigned last June. Personal issues that I needed to deal with, and I had frankly gotten tired of dealing with HOA business for 7 years. You've heard that from several people that were on the board for a while. There's not a whole lot to it, but it does take some time. One of the things that I stressed consistently is where's the money going? The only reason I ever ran for the board was I called Donna because I was told she would know, and found out, yeah, we don't have a board, we don't know who's running things. I wanna know where my money was going. You know, I look at it, 4 times 12 is 48, $480 a year. I rounded up to 5. So for $500 a year, what am I getting?
Mm-hmm.
So the one thing that we did as a board was make sure your money was right. The most frustrating thing for me right now is 14 months. In June, when I left, there was a financial statement. Every month, there was a financial statement posted to the website so that anybody could look at them. Ask questions about them. You wanna know about transparency? There's a whole bunch of people that have my phone number. I talked to several of them in the past week that say, hey, what's going on? Talk to them. You don't have to have block parties to talk to your neighbors and let them know what's going on. I don't have any problems at all with Steve Mammon. He's always been very responsive to me. I have not heard the same from others, but I don't have a problem there. My concern is that we went with a management company that had no banking relationships. And because of a certain individual, which I guess I'm allowed to say his name because I ain't on the board.
You can say whatever you want.
Okay, good.
She can't, you can't.
See, that, now you know who I'm talking about. If we run this thing the way we've run it for most of the time that I've been here, and guys, I've been here since 1985 when they built my house, it doesn't take a whole lot, okay? Just take care of our business and take care of our money. So just so everybody's clear, it's not just $20,000. Because when we got to this point last year, we had almost $27,000 in our money market account. We kept a bank account that we kept roughly 8 grand, 10, it floated, but we always had enough to cover at least 2 months worth of expenses in the checking account, in addition to that money market account. So the fact that we've had to take a $20,000 loan, and you heard the numbers, however vague they are, that we have $3,700 in our checking account, basically we're about 40 grand down. Now, if you figure it simple like I do, there's 100 homes, I know there's only 97, but that's $400 a person. Every single person in here has just spent $400.
You got 1 minute.
Thank you. That's the way I look at it. So yeah, you'll have transparency, you'll have financial statements. Please, I'll do everything I can. Let's get some sanity back to this thing and just let our community run the way it's supposed to. And I also endorse Alvin, Donna, Barry, Craig.
Can we ask a question?
Before you're wearing the Eagles shirt.
Yeah. Wow.
Hey, I believe in transparency.
Oh.
There is forgiveness, Joe.
Yes.
46 years in Texas, but I was born in Philly, sorry folks.
Okay, Craig Williams is also not here tonight. As mentioned before, he's a minister and he's been here several years.
May I speak on behalf of Craig?
Well, let me speak first, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I have found him to be a reasonable, rational human being. And he was a good member of the board until I guess his travel got in the way. But yeah, I would recommend Craig, and Joe wants to talk about it.
Yeah, Craig is, I like to refer to him as our conscience. He's very thoughtful. As some of you may have experienced in the last meeting we had, which I do apologize for some of the language for those that are offended, but sorry, that's the way I feel about things. And I needed to say it since I wasn't on the board. I behave myself when I'm on the board.
Yeah.
Craig is our
Say it
conscience.
now.
Craig is the guy that makes sure that, you know, you're thinking it through, and very helpful.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I will take my 5 minutes.
I think you've already had your 5
Yeah.
minutes. That president's,
Pardon, what?
that president's report was your sales pitch.
Yeah, I still get a few
You told
minutes.
us all about when you were an accountant and how long you lived
Yeah,
here.
that's what I
Yada,
wanted,
yada,
that's why I wanted to
yada.
go last, because there were several things said that are untrue. First of
Oh,
all,
yeah, you
I've
get
never-
to rebut. This is.
I've never said we need a CPA on the board. It just so happened, I got drafted on the board, everybody left, and I got left as president.
Let her go.
It makes sense, since I'm a CPA, that I would also be treasurer, because I understand financials. And that's how we did things. The problem we're having with financials is, yeah, we're getting financial statements, but they're not correct. So I cannot approve them and give them to the homeowners until they fix them. I return phone calls and emails. I'm very good about that. If I don't get you, I leave a voicemail. So, as far as transparency goes, I always do a monthly newsletter. And that newsletter always tells you every month, except I forgot July, I'm sorry, life got in the way. It tells you what the board has done at the last meeting and what issues the homeowners are facing. So that's my transparency, is to let you know what's going on, what we need to do. You know, we need to keep the kids out of the, keep them off the streets, and, you know, we've got things like that. And the other thing I want to say is that these prior board members that were there for 7 years are part of the reason why this homeowner came out of the woodwork and created problems.
There you
We
go.
did not know who our board was. We did not know who to call. We knew absolutely nothing except when we had a special meeting or an annual meeting that, you know, told us very little. And that's why I wanted to get on the board, because I think the homeowners need to be informed about what's going on. They may not have a say in it because they're not on the board, but if they don't like what's happening, get on the board and do it the way you wanna do it. You know, we have 5 board members. It takes a majority, so you may not get your way all the time. We're adults, deal with it. Don't get mad and, you know, take your toys and go home. I love this community. I'm gonna die in my house, hopefully not for very long. And I really care about the community. I care about the homeowners. I wanna do what's best to make this homeowners association back what it was 20 years ago. When we, like I said, we had a wonderful community and everyone got along. We knew what the board was doing. I wanna return to that. So, okay.
If what you're saying is that the financial information that you can't confirm it,
No,
then how are we supposed to believe what Steve just told us about the financial information that he told us about?
well, we know the bank statements and we know the receivables.
So
The
why
problem
can't you?
is that, you know, we've got a bookkeeper who I'm not impressed with. I'm a CPA, but it would be, to me, a conflict of interest if I prepared the financial statements. We need an outside person to do that, and then I approve them, but they're garbage. So we're still working and fighting to get it right, and I may have to do it, when I gave a draft statement out in November, I had to rebuild from Goodwin and Proper, I had to rebuild the financials, so that y'all would know what was going on. I may have to do that again. But yeah, I'm not pleased. What?
Where are they then?
What?
The ones you rebuilt? We've never seen them.
I gave those out, I did them through November. I think I gave them out at the December special meeting. If you weren't there, I'm sorry. I didn't post them or anything because they're not really official.
You gave them out in May, or well,
Did I do it in May too?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
And I put on there, it was a draft. Yes, sir.
You're a CPA, can you explain to us in terms that non-CPAs can understand what's specifically wrong with the documents that you're given from the bookkeeper that's doing it now?
Okay. We got a new management company in January, but Proper held our money for quite some time. And so, until June, March, I'll get it right in a minute. March, I think we finally got our funds. We had interference with the banks. We had someone go into the banks and causing problems, so we had to go
There you
through
go again.
3 banks before we could actually get an account set up. So that's the problems we've been dealing with. And the prior board never wanted to deal with these issues. They just wanted to push it aside, and it got worse and worse and worse. And we finally decided we have to sue. And we did, and we stopped it. So now we're on the path to rebuild.
Sue who?
Rick Lanoy.
But I'm talking about the financial statements, I'm not talking about.
Well, I'm just saying, okay, I got off track.
Let me answer really quick. There have been drafts of, once we got the documents, there have been drafts of the April through June. We haven't done July yet. But she's not in agreement with. So,
What accounting principle are you not agreeing with?
It's not a principle. It is that we have no income in January, February, maybe March, and we should have the income, the homeowner dues.
Okay, so
So there
something is
is-
simply missing,
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
right.
okay.
And they took the 20,000 loan that we got, and they threw it in income. So, yeah, I could give you financials, but they're garbage. Yes, ma'am.
We got 19 minutes.
Could you explain to me what we got for our 20 grand?
We got him to stop harassing the homeowners and the
Oh, I
board.
could have done that. You just
Dude.
ignored it.
We
I
tried.
saved our
No,
20,000.
we tried that. Okay.
Let's
That's right.
not talk about that lawsuit, that's part of the settlement, is that lawsuit
Sorry.
has been settled.
It's
and
only my money. Thank you.
All
So
right.
there's one more player in this that we need to hear from tonight that is not on the ballot, and that's Steve.
Okay.
I tried to look you up on LinkedIn, and the Steve that I found wasn't associated with something called Phoenix. So who do you actually work for? How big is the company? That sort of thing.
My company is rather small. I have 4 different clients, including this association. I've owned my own management company before in California.
But you're not associated with Phoenix Management Company in Phoenix, Arizona?
Oh, no.
Okay. all right.
No, I was in California and I moved here in 2020. So where in California, I had 68 individual clients over a period of 10 years. So I do know how to run a management company. There have been certain difficulties, as it's been explained, that we've had to overcome. And yet,
That's very diplomatic.
and to, just again, this is just my opinion. We have a difference of opinion in respect to what kind of the product of the financial we've given, to what her understanding, not throwing anyone under the bus, but her understanding, I'm not going to say the financials are garbage. I just think there needs to be a connection to say, this is where I don't understand where you came to this point, or feedback from our office. Because I do have confidence in the person that's doing it. And again, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, it's just getting an understanding to, to what needs to be done, and then furnish it to the board. It's not to be approved by one person, it's to be approved by the board, the majority. So regardless if you know financials or not, okay? So I don't wanna say I take exception to that, I'm just making my case that we have to get the parties together to work that out, because it has been rather messy. When it came to the loan, when it came to starting with a bank and stopping, and then having to start again, that's like a 6-week period right there. It's not about not having a banking relationship with somebody.
We need to vote.
I understand that, but I'm just answering your question. So I'm gonna stop it right there, but I wanted to at least be open to you about that. What I would like to do is, we're going to request, you to go and fill out your ballots to explain you do not use non-cumulative voting. You use non-cumulative voting, meaning you have 5 votes, and it's 1 vote per candidate.
We need to sign our ballots?
No.
Yes.
So,
No, according to our documents, we do not do it anonymous.
State law.
Counting the ballots.
With that, I'm gonna ask for a volunteer, yes, to validate. I don't know, I have to be fair.
No.
So while you're doing your, we'll have you go around and collect them, and then we'll do the tally. So during that time, because I know we're limited on.
It's an important point of order.
So what I'm gonna ask is a 3-minute, it's a 3-minute limit of just general questions. I'm gonna be back here to help you count. And then from that point, I'll try to answer anything directly towards me. Anybody else? But the attorneys will come to this.
you said you had 4 clients. How many employees? I said, you said you had 4 clients. How many employees does your
I have
company
3 employees.
What?
I have 3, including myself.
So there's 2 other people.
Yeah.
Is that everybody?
I do have what I think's a pertinent question.
You can ask it of the board. Yeah, it's in my, I'll come back to you.
Oh, okay. Is that it? Oh, you just.
You're more than welcome. You can walk.
Okay. Well, I'll ask you back here then.
Oh, okay, that's Steve.
No, I have ballots that after we got everyone signed.
Don't wanna see if you won?
When I was sitting
Turned on you, I'm sorry.
So,
I know you've been called worse.
yeah, oh, yeah. So, what I want to know is who verified that we had at least 30. Cheryl said we had 30 homeowners. Well, that's not the same as homeowner households. And to have a quorum, we need to have at least 29 homeowner households. So who established that? You did? Well,
You didn't count the number that signed in? She counted the number that signed it.
Cheryl did. That's interesting.
Well, she counted them in front of me, but I mean,
Okay.
I wasn't like.
How many homeowner households signed in?
There was 30. From what we
I'm
saw-
sorry?
From what we saw from the sign-in,
Yeah,
there was 30.
30 homeowners.
Yes,
How many homeowner households?
it's one per.
Right, but there could be 2 homeowners, or maybe even 3 or more.
You only need one.
Well, you can only have one,
That's
right?
correct.
So, my question is, who made sure that we had 29 homeowner households? Because you could have 50-something homeowners,
Got all the ballots?
but if they're like married couples, or if they're an LLC,
Because I'm gonna watch.
then
I'm gonna watch. We have more.
they
people
still
coming
only get
in
one
now.
vote.
And I'm gonna put the numbers by.
So what I'm asking is, who established that we had at least 29 homeowner households?
When people were signing in,
Yeah.
I was asking, I know you, but I was asking their last name
Sure.
and what their address was to direct them to sign,
Okay.
and their name matched up with our membership list.
So there were only 29 distinct, there were at least 29 distinct addresses,
Yes.
which is not the same as
I'll be right
X
back.
number of homeowners. Okay.
No, we have Mark.
And just curious, where's your office now?
I'm gonna comment, it's in Grapevine.
It's back in Grapevine.
Because it's been a little difficult.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I'm not gonna go into any more than that.
Okay. That's interesting. So who's counting? Is it Mark? $4.50 an hour. Oh Lord.
I'm not saying anything, I'm just taking shit.
We don't even have the results. Well, no one has stated what the results are. I'll put it that way. I guess we're waiting on the counts. Yeah, in secret. What could go wrong?
Because it says right here, announcement of elected
Uh-huh. Yeah, fine. I'm not allowed to comment, damn it. I can laugh, yes. Yeah.
But you didn't have to give up the chance. I thought they were gonna come in straight.
No, I didn't get to say that. It's going for the low price of $335. So pass the word.
I couldn't say because I wasn't there when they hired me. They have knowledge and I have transparency.
I didn't either. I didn't.
Yes, that's why I well, I know, I agree with what you're saying. And,
You know why he's? Uh-oh, making my ears burn. Wait, now we get the big screen?